YouTube, Facebook, basically the world since the internet can reach all people. I'm gonna start off with, let me see here, Joel 2:28, and it says, "And afterward I will pour out my spirit onto all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams, and your young men will see visions." Let's see here. And then Revelation 14:6 says, "Then I saw an angel flying in midair, and he had the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who live on earth, to every nation, tribe, language, and people." Okay. Well, I never thought I would do a YouTube. I never intended to do YouTube. I probably never wanted to do YouTube. But I basically don't have a choice. Well, I tell you, when the Lord give you something to do, you just don't have a choice. So, yeah. So here I am making a YouTube video. He woke me up early this morning to make this YouTube video. Yeah, everybody been talking about the end in 2012. No, it's not 2012. When he said we're living in our last days, I mean, 1,000 years to us is like a day to the Lord. So, yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, my grandmother said we were living in our last days. My aunt, my great grandmother always said we're living in our last days." True. But, I don't know. Everything just seems to be adding up a lot more than when your grandmother or your great grandmother was saying we're living in our last days. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Gotta ask him to guide me through this because I never really wanted to do this. I had no choice. When the Lord calls you to do something, you have no choice. And I don't sleep good. Only way I go to sleep is if I pop a Benadryl or some allergy medicine. And the other day ago, I asked the Lord why. And he told me because I haven't finished my homework. He said, when you finish your homework, when you finish it, you obey me in my word, and you finish doing what I've told you to tell the people, then you can rest. So, I don't know about y'all, but I want to get some rest. So, I'm doing this video. Well, I started having dreams 2008. Yeah, so I've been having dreams a while. Let me see. I have had so far, let's see here. Mm, yeah, I've had so far 65 dreams, and then including 66 dreams, which was a dream I had last night. These are dreams. I mean, I was never a really big Bible reader. Yeah, my parents, I mean, we went to church. Um, I had been going to the Potter's house since I was 9, since 96. So I was always in a church base, but I never just really just sat and read the Bible to have had the type of prophetic dreams that I've had since 2008. Some that have come true, and some that are from our past, and some that have not happened yet. So, a lot of people, when I first started having them, thought I was crazy and all this other stuff. All I knew is that from the beginning, what I did know is that I was supposed to write them down. If I didn't know anything else, that's what I knew. I prayed about it for a lot of years. I kept seeing the number 923. Didn't know what that meant. I was like, why do I keep seeing the number 923? If I woke up in the morning, it was 923. If I asked somebody what time it was 923. Going to bed at night, it was 923. If I was parked behind a car, their license plate was 923. And it still to this day happens to me, but back then I didn't know what it meant. Now I know what it means. So I prayed and I asked the Lord, I was like, why do I keep having these dreams about destruction and stuff falling out the sky and UFOs taking over and people, thousands of people running from water and eruptions and executions and stuff that I never read out of the Bible that I've written out. Why do I keep having these dreams? And I asked them, and I said, why do I keep seeing the number 923? And so I prayed about it. Actually, me, my sister, and my cousin's husband, Ricky, prayed about it. And I asked the Lord, I said, just show me why I keep seeing these numbers, why I keep having these dreams. Is it from you? Because a lot of people question that. So he answered me. He always does. You ask the Lord something, he'll answer you. Just have to be silent and listen. So the next day, Ricky said, we prayed about it, and he prayed about it too. And so the next day, he opened up his Bible, and it was on Daniel 9, verse 23, and it said, as soon as you began to pray, an answer was given, which I have come to tell you, for you are highly esteemed, and therefore consider the message and understand the vision. So basically, that was my answer. That was clear as day. That was um his answer to me, that yes, I'm the one sending you these dreams, and that's why you keep seeing 923. And yes, even to this day, I still see 923. And all it is a constant reminder. Keep writing those dreams down. I've already told you it's from me. And it's just a constant reminder. I had to look at the time to see if it probably would have been 923 because I always still see the number. It's crazy how stuff that even my best friend Mika, I was hanging around her all the time. Then come to find out her birthday is 923. So it's crazy. I don't know. But anyways, um, you know, a lot of people tried to talk about their dreams over the years and stuff like that. And nobody could understand. Some people did. A lot of people found my dreams in the Bible and stuff like that. But a lot of people talk about no one knows when the end is. Yes, that's true. No one knows when the end is, but you will know the times. Oh, it is definitely the times. Unless you're just blind by the world and you're blind by the things of this world, you would, if you actually were paying attention, these are the times. It may not be 2012, but it's 2000 and something. It's this generation that's going to live to see it. So if you're alive right now and you got another 100 years or 85 years or 70 some years to live, you're basically going to see it. So, I mean, and when people like me have dreams like this, we're just the messenger. We didn't ask to do this. We don't want publicity or whatever from it. When you're asked to do something, you really have no choice. And yeah, you really have no choice. You just do it because the Lord calls you to do it. When the Lord calls you to do something, you really, you think you're in control. You don't realize how much you're not in control. You think you're in control. You think you're in control. You're really not. But I don't know. I'll start off by explaining some of my visions. I've had 65 of them, so I can't basically pinpoint every single one in detail, but I'll give you a few examples. Okay. Well, let's see here. And I can really remember half of them off the top of my head, but let me just scroll through and see which ones. So many of them. Well, I guess I could start off with. Well, in one of the first ones, some of the first ones I had, there was one where I was actually sitting right here at the computer, and my dad was in the kitchen, and I was looking out this back window, and I told my dad, "Do you see that there was a planet or star? There was something that was as big as Earth or almost as big as Earth, and there were three stars beside it. One that was red like fire, one that was yellow like gas, and there was an orange one. And the red one had something circling around it, like orbiting around it. And all these were next to the planet or whatever it was that was right next to the Earth. Like it was there, like basically took up half the sky. And my dad told me, he said, Trisha, you didn't see anything. Stop lying. Basically, couldn't see what I saw. I looked back in the kitchen, my dad was gone. So I ran after him. And when I got to, actually, I got like a sixth sense in my dream when I closed my eyes and I saw thousands of people running from water. So by the time I got to my parents' room, a big gush of water just came through the house like a tsunami that I described it. And I screamed out for help, and I was looking for my parents. I couldn't find them. And I screamed out to the Lord to help me. And I like jumped up on the edge of their doorway. And before the water got to me, I felt my spirit get ripped out of my body. And that was that dream. Basically, if another planet did get too close to Earth, there would be a lot of water. We would be running from a lot of water. And so basically, the dream had a lot of truth in it. Then let's see here. I had this dream 5/23/09, my 22nd dream. It says I woke up, everything was frozen. All the grass outside, even the picture frames in the kitchen were frozen. Everything in my house was frozen. And everything in the whole world was basically frozen. Anywhere you were, it was frozen. And basically, like if a asteroid ever hit the Earth, everything would probably that would be probably a side effect of stuff freezing over. Um, let's see here. This dream, I really don't know what to think about this dream. But basically, there were women getting married in red wedding dresses. Some were wearing their mom's old dresses, tradition. And basically, what that means, or what I found out after I had the dream, what that means is women during World War II got married in red wedding dresses to show respect to the fallen soldiers. So it was about war, basically. That's what that meant. I've had dreams where it was snowing in the summertime. Me and my friends were in the snow in the summertime. Stuff like that. I can't read it all out because it's so long, but basically, a lot of people replied to that dream and said that the Bible said in the last days you won't be able to tell season. You won't be able to tell winter from spring, from summer, none of that. I had this dream. This was my 25th dream. This one was pretty much on point to a verse out of Revelation. It was basically the same thing, different wording. And this is what my dream said. It said, me and my family were at a hotel. We were about to go to sleep. Then it was already time to wake up. Everything was equal. It was hard to tell day from night or night from day. We slept on a huge bed, all of us together. There were a lot of lamps above the headboard of the bed. Every time we turned off one light, another lamp would turn on and shine on our faces. That's my dream. A MySpacer back then replied to it, because I used to have where you could reply to it. And they put that it was Revelation 24:5, and this is what the Bible said. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads. There will be no more night. They will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God will give them light, and they will reside forever and ever. So basically, that dream that I had basically was Revelation 22:4, 5. Let's see here. I've had dreams about our government, all types of stuff. See here. Had dreams about other countries shooting their missiles over here. Had dreams about us going to war with Mexico. The one with Mexico that I had, me and my family were in the clouds. We were actually looking down at this destruction. All I remember, there was a ton of black smoke. There was a parade in Mexico. There were U.S. flags tied to the backs of these trucks, and they were burning the U.S. flags. And I wasn't on the ground though. I was up in the clouds. I was in something that I described as a train, but I was with my family in the clouds, looking down at this destruction. Um, let's see. Um, let's see here. I've got a dream here, and basically everybody was graduating, and everybody was told to wear purple. And so it says, I was on a drill line when we were finished trying out. Everyone pointed to 18 men that made the team. There were more men than women that made it. Then we were graduating. Everyone was told to wear purple. I got to the graduation, and everyone had on purple. I had on a purple shirt and black pants. My shirt seemed to be halfway on and halfway off my shoulder. I was in a long line. We went to sit down, and the girl in front of me and I started to cry. Unfortunately, every time they called another name up on stage to graduate, we would cry. And basically, I don't know what that meant, but I know in the Bible, purple means royalty. And the fact that we were graduating and some people got called on stage and some people didn't is the same thing as if, the Lord came back and he called some people up and some people get left behind. So basically, that was probably what that meant. Um, 10/25/09, my 34th dream. Um, there were three stars lined up side by side. Everyone prepared for what was going to happen the next day. Something was supposed to happen to the earth the next day. I saw three stars, and then three more came beside the three stars that were already there. And now there were six stars aligned. Uh, MySpacer replied to that before and said that that's about when the stars align or whatever is supposed to happen next year. I don't know. I just I just wrote it down. Um, let's see here. Um, let's see. December 8th, my 15th dream. The sun and moon rose and set at the same time. Sun, they were right next to each other. The sun right above the moon. They were both a pinkish red color, like when the sun is setting. Then the whole sky turned black with no sun or moon, and a storm started. I've had people reply to that and say that that was at a revelation when the moon turns red or something like that. Let's see here. Let's see here. So many. I've had dreams about the Egyptians and Roman soldiers. Um, let's see here. This one. Let's see. Let's see here. Well, one of my last dreams was. This one was to me scary. This one to me, like basically, it was the end. Like, no questions asked, it was the end. Like, basically, this one was my 63rd dream, and I had it 2/8/2012. And it says, everyone was standing outside of this big white house. We looked up in the sky. All the clouds started moving fast towards each other, spiraling down fast into a funnel, almost like a tornado. There were no more clouds in the sky. Everyone could now see the moon, which looked pink. No one screamed. Everyone ran back in this big house and watched and waited. And basically, in the dream, no one screamed. No one looked at each other and asked what's going on. Basically, nowhere, anywhere you were standing in the world, the clouds, every cloud in the sky on every point of the earth came together as one, and it was spinning like a tornado. So you could only imagine how big that was. There was no more clouds in the sky. All the clouds came out of the sky. And basically, the reason why nobody screamed and nobody asked what was going on is because we already knew what was going on. It was the end. Them clouds were moving out the sky, and we just knew it was the end. There were no more clouds in the sky. Yeah. Okay. Um. Let's see here. Let's see here. So many of these dreams. This was 47th dream, 10/14/2010. It says dark red jets took over the U.S. Everyone was standing outside their houses, pointing and watching. These red jets were dropping missiles that they can control from their jets. The missiles were white. I saw them. They were two-sided missiles that could, and they were flying. And one flew through our house through the front window. I told my sister to move out the way. And so we ran to the den and we were like ducking beside the couch. And when it came through our house, the missile actually flew out the back side of our house. And none of us got hurt. So the missile came through our house and went out the back side of our house, but it it didn't hit us. Let's see. It was one dream I had where there was a man preaching on this stadium. I don't. I had to been either downtown Manhattan, somewhere where there's a lot of big buildings, and he was just preaching, and then all of a sudden you just hear this booming sound, like boom, like it was just like this loud booming sound that was like vibrating, and no matter where you were, you could hear it. And every time this booming sound went off, all these birds just started dropping out the sky, and you just see these birds just dropping out the sky and hitting beside you. And so everybody just started running, like thousands of people just running, running, running. That booming sound kept going off. The ground below us just kept falling, like all these cracks below us. There was fire and lava below it. The ground below me was just falling, and I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna jump to. Like the gap that was in between me where I stopped running was so big I couldn't jump over it. I just saw fire and lava below it. And as the ground kept crumbling below me, before I fell into this pit of fire, I just started ascending and going up and up and up. And I was looking down at all this, and I was just going up till I went above the clouds, and I was like in outer space basically. Like I went up. And that dream was crazy. Like that dream was really crazy. I had another dream a few years back. It was probably like 2009. I don't even remember which one it is, but I can just say it off the top of my head. But basically, me and my two sisters, we were in this building. There was this helicopter that was see through, and it was like had these red flashy lights on it. Basically, all these dark green jets took over the U.S. There were, I don't know how many, but they basically took over the U.S. and they were dropping. I don't know how many bombs they dropped up over here, but it was a lot. And this building, me and my sisters were standing on the edge outside of the building, but we were up on the edge and we were just looking at all this as they were dropping the bombs, and we were crying and screaming. Everybody that was in this building that we were in was screaming because it was the last building standing in the US. Everything was leveled. The people that bombed us leveled the United States. Like as far as you could see, there was black smoke. And you knew in the moment, looking over all that you'll never see anybody else that you knew. We knew our parents had been gone. Everybody, friends, everybody that we ever met was gone. Like, and I don't know, it was so real. Like when you have these type of dreams, they're so real. Like you are there. And basically the United States was leveled. There was no more, like as far as you could see, flat. No more buildings, nothing but black smoke. And even after the black smoke was rising, everything was leveled. Whoever dropped them bombs over here hated us so much they were still dropping bombs. After everything was gone, they were still dropping bombs just for the heck of it. I don't know. But that was I don't know. Let's see here. I had a dream that let's see here. This one was I called it my fourth dream, and it was a water marathon race, is what I described it as. And I was running over these bridges. Um, there were two men holding each bridge up. I was running over these bridges. Below each bridge, there were big bodies of water. I was tired, but I kept running. There were two girls with me that encouraged me to keep going. At the last bridge, it was over a rectangular pool. This pool wasn't as big as all the other bodies of water, but it was the deepest. It had been about 20 feet deep. I went for it. I ran across this bridge. Um, this bridge was different from all the other bridges. I didn't have the two women holding this bridge up for me. So I had to run across it and hope it wouldn't break. So I went for it. I ran. And at the end of this bridge it broke, and I was hanging on by a string. And I was scared. I thought I was going to fall. And something that I couldn't see pushed the string that was on to the other side. And there were people watching and waiting for me in this big gym. Then somebody replied to my dream and said that is Hebrews 12, 1 through 13. Hebrews 12, 1 through 13. Yeah. And then let's see. Let's see here. My third dream, I was on an island and I was standing in front of an ocean, a beach. There was a volcano on the beach that I was on. I looked up and saw a white box that was in between the sand and the sea. I got inside. There were other people in this box. The volcano kept erupting and causing tsunamis and big waves to come over us, but all the people inside the box were safe. The volcano erupted 3 times. Then when I came out the box, there were waves, and the waves stopped and went back over our heads. And there were men sitting in chairs, and they were the only ones on the outside looking in that could understand what was happening and why all the people were inside the box. What they dream, half of my dreams, I don't even understand. Like, half of them I understood because somebody else interpreted it to me or showed it to me in the Bible. So yeah, a lot of my dreams, not even I understand. But I know that there's somebody out there that will probably eventually, half of them, interpret uh, what the rest of them mean. Let's see here. My 48th dream. Let's see. We were in a room. There were about 40 other women, and I was in the third row. They were running drills on us, and they were going down the line and shooting women in their heads and stabbing them in the middle of their throats. After there were after they were shot and stabbed, they had white sheets that were pulled over their faces. And I was talking to the lady that was beside me, on the second row, and they stabbed her in the middle of her neck. And I was thinking, you know, I'm next. Like, these people gonna shoot me in my head, stab me, and put this white sheet on my face. And then the man, he got to me because I was next, and they were executing everybody in the room I was in, everybody. And when the guy got to me, he like went into a trance, and like almost like he didn't know what he was doing, and he started prophesying to me and telling me I was a woman of God, and that the Lord commanded him not to kill me. And then he snapped out of it. He went to the next lady that was after me, shot her in the head, stabbed her in the throat, pulled the sheet over his face. Like, it's almost like in that moment when he was in a trance, I was invisible to him. Like, he almost forgot I was there. He was commanded not to kill me. So I'm like, what? So I get up, and I'm like, man, if he didn't kill me, let me get up and start running. So the first thing I do, I was running. I ran straight to the door, and at this door, it looked like my mother. Like the silhouette of whoever was standing at the door looked like my mother, but she had her hand stretched out and there was blood dripping out of her fingers. And for some reason, I didn't trust her, so I ran past her and I was running, and I got back to my house and I just sat down by the couch and I was just thankful that the people let me go because they were supposed to execute me too. And I don't know what that was about, but it was crazy. It was out of control. I don't know. And then there's been other. I remember there was one, I was in a mall and the whole mall just shook. Like it was in the middle of the day where everybody was minding their business. It was just a regular day. It wasn't nothing special about this day. I was at the mall and all I see is this lady, she fell off the escalator because the whole mall just shook. I don't know if it was a earthquake or what, but she fell far. She completely fell off the whole escalator, and I just remember that. I just remember in the dream, it was just trying to show me it was an earthquake. Like she's falling off the escalator because the whole thing shook. And then let's see, there was other dreams where UFOs they took over here. Might sound crazy, a little far fetched, but the UFOs are in a lot of my dreams, and they take over here. They the Actually, this was my first dream. Me and my family were standing over this big body of water. We were standing in front of this big, huge body of water. You couldn't even see the end of it. And all of a sudden, we look up, and there are thousands of big UFOs. These UFOs look probably about the size of 3 football fields or 3 cities. And that some were spinning on their sides, some were spinning flat, some were spinning circular, and there were thousands of them, and they were just over this big body of water, like they had come to take over. They were like at war with us, and um, at the bottom of these UFOs, there were these big, shiny, flashy lights, and some of the colors I can't describe, like how we have yellow, orange, pink, red. You know our color wheel. Some of the colors that were on the bottom of these UFOs, I can't describe what color it was. Like it was, I could see it in my dream, but here on Earth, I can't comprehend what color it was because it's not of this Earth. So it's kind of hard to describe. I don't know. But basically, these things came to take over. Basically, they took over. And so me and my family ran in this tower that was behind us on the sand, and we were trying to hide, but whatever these things or beings were that were in these ships or whatever, they had like telekinesis. They were way more advanced than us. They could see through walls. They could see where we were, and it didn't matter where you hid. Like it did not matter. They were taking over basically, and it may sound a little crazy, but hey, I was just told to write it down. So, oh yeah, all these dreams, I was just told to write them down. Um, I don't have enough time in my day to find time to have been writing all these things down over the years. I don't have enough patience either. Yeah, I don't even have the patience to do no stuff like this. So, it has to be the Lord because now that I actually look back at all I wrote, I'm like, somebody's fingers would have got tired typing up all that. Like, I'm not, I didn't do it for attention, for publicity, none of this. It had to have been the Lord. For me to really sit down and detail out every single dream like this, it's got to be him because it wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. He used me to share the word, but It's all him. Not me at all. I take no credit for it. This is him. I'm just sharing what he showed me. And everybody can have a different interpretation of it, but yeah, but basically, to get to my point, even if he comes back 2011, 2012, whatever, it's 2000 and something. For a fact, it's 2000 and something. It's in this generation is going to be the one to see it. Even if you're the type to say, well, that's not true, that's not true. Okay, it is. What is it right now? Right now it's 9:26. If you died at 9:27, it didn't matter if he came back now, later, if you didn't think he was coming back soon. You don't know when he's going to come back just for you. He may not even be coming back, for the whole world. And all what I'm talking about now is just at all times good to be right with him, because you don't know when you're going to go. I don't know when I'm going to go. So that's the point, that you should always, out of all the dreams, all the visions that people have, because it's not just me, it's thousands of other people having the same prophetic dreams as me. And it makes me feel kind of good, because I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one that people can look at and say, oh, that girl crazy. You know? So, yeah. But it's just, don't get caught up in the things of this world. You get caught up in the things of this world, you will always have just the things of this world. You love the Lord and you want to have the things of Him, you'll die and have the things of Him. But if you love the things of this world, that's exactly what you're going to get, the things of this world. And you're going to be left here. You're going to get left behind. Just like they say you should live every day as your last, you should live every moment knowing that you're right. Forget about the money, forget about the cars, forget about all the materialistic things of this world, and just at least 2 times, 3 times a day, thank God. He doesn't just want us half of the time. He wants us all the time. Even though, you get caught up, and it's hard. You get caught up in the world, the things of this world, but we got to realize that all that stuff doesn't matter. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a cosmetologist. I was in the process of training to be a fitness model. I wanted to compete. I used to write poetry. I draw art. All that. All that. But I had to realize, and I'm going to continue to still do it, but at the same time, still use my gift that He gave me to save others, because I don't want anybody to be left behind. I'm just a messenger. I'm just here to warn people that we're living in our last days. Like, no joke. Like, yeah, nobody knows the day or time, but we'll know the times, and yeah, these are the times. So might as well get ready. I'm not saying to stop everything you like doing, but don't put all the materialistic things of this earth first. Put Him first, put them last, put the things of this earth last, because in the end, it's not gonna matter. All that man-made money that we spend every day is gonna be burnt. It's gonna be here. Do you want to be here when it's burning, or you want to be up there with Him? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Your cars, your rims, all that is gonna be here burning. And people always think, for some reason, in every situation, it's not gonna happen to them. You think because you're nice, you're gonna make it up there? No. That's the kingdom. It's not that easy to you're not just gonna walk up in there because you're a nice person, or because you thought you did a good deed. You're going to go there because you were right with him and you gave yourself to him. Not halfway gave yourself to him. You wouldn't halfway do your job and halfway get paid, would you? You wouldn't not go to work and then just get a free paycheck, would you? Gotta start taking this stuff seriously. Nobody takes it seriously, but it's real. And just as real as heaven is, hell is real too. You know? Well, did my first video. I hope I could get through to somebody, I'm just letting him speak through me to you. Just remember, I'm just the messenger. And so, just see. It's 9:31 now. See, 9:32 is him coming back, or it being your last moment. And just repent. It's time to repent. You don't have no choice. It's not really a choice. I mean, do you either want to be left down here or you want to go up there when we're gone from here? When we're through with the things of this earth? That's what you got to ask yourself. And I'm out.